Hi lovelies, I'm back with another video, and on this video I feel like I'm gonna do something different just so you're not bored while I'm talking. And plus I need to do my eyebrows, so ¿por qué no los dos, right? But we'll see how it goes, because usually I'm really focused on explaining things to you guys, right, about whatever the topic is. So we'll see if I could do both. Wish me luck. So today's video has to do with continuation of my previous video regarding addiction, right? And how the last one I focused in on family and friends, right? And how they're affected. So for this one, I'm focusing on the mind of the addict, right? And so I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities, right? Because like I said, I've been around it for many, many years. I personally have never done any drugs. And I've never had that curiosity to do them. Because I know a handful of people, right, that have that curiosity of like, they want to try it to know what it feels like. And I'm like, and they tell me, right? And I'm like, what? You make me want to study your brain, because your your chemical balances regarding curiosity are too high, okay? But to each their own. And I'm already getting off topic. Hold on, let me come back. So basically, when I'm saying about wanting to focus in on like the mind of the addict is why they do it, right? So there's many, many reasons. So I'll just touch up on some that I've come across that have been shared with me, so that you can kind of see things again through a bigger picture. So the few reasons that I've been told as to why they do it, right, is that certain drug or substance, whatever, was their first love, right? So they've never felt such happiness until they tried that, right? And it's known that when you try a certain drug, it gives you obviously high levels of dopamine, right? And so then they're chasing that. They want that again, right? So for that individual, see, and that's a different aspect of things. Hold on, I'm trying to focus in. I have so many thoughts at once. But so that's one reason, right? But there's another deeper reason, which is people are not happy with who they are. And I feel like that's the most common one, right? As to why they just become addicts. Because let's say, for example, someone who's super talkative by nature, right? That natural, they're just being themselves, sober, right? We'll say, drug-free, they're naturally talkative, yet they don't like that about themselves, right? And so they try drugs, and it mellows them out. So then they prefer to be that mellow individual than the talkative one. You see? And so obviously it alters who they are, even if it's for a brief moment or whatever, right? So then they want that again and again, right? And then you have people on the other side of the spectrum of when they are sober, drug-free, they're quiet, right? They're shy, timid. yet they will try a substance and it makes them outgoing and carefree, and it obviously changes their behavior, and they enjoy that they could be outside of themselves, right? They could be someone else, really. Because when they are drug free, they can't be that because they're so caught up in their own heads, right? So the bottom line of that is like people who are unhappy with who they are. So those are, it could be XYZ reasons of why they don't like themselves. But those are two that I've actually come across, right? And my thing is, like, what I would want to say to them, right, is you have to learn to love who you are. Because maybe that talkative person, they were told growing up that they talk too much, right? And then it got to their head and they're like, dang, I don't want to be annoying, right? So then that's why they started using substances and abusing them, right? Just because they don't want to be that person, right? But you have to just love you. You should not be caring about what other people are trying to tell you to change or to be a certain way. No, you should be strong and confident in yourself and love yourself enough to say, yeah, I talk too much. At what? There's always going to be someone who will accept all of you, whether you're super talkative or you're shy. Doesn't matter. There's always going to be people who are drawn to you for being who you are. But if you don't like who you are, then how are other people going to get to know you if you're choosing to be someone else, right? And so that's what my advice would be, is to learn to love you. Because I personally, right, I love being around calm, quiet people because it calms me down, right? Because I was raised by an impatient mother who's super loud, and she's just naturally, this way. And yeah, she has zero patience. And it's crazy because I'm told, Yvette, how are you so patient? And I'll tell people, I don't know. I have no idea, by the grace of God, because my mom has zero patience. And she's the type of Hispanic mom that if you don't hear her the first time, oh, she's going to make you feel like a total dumbass, right? For not listening that first time. So when she says it again, if she even decides to say it again, it's not good news. She's very impatient. But that's just me personally, Like, I don't mind people who talk a lot, but I enjoy someone who's calm because they help calm me down so that I'm not so impatient like my mom, But yeah, I'm like going off, and then I haven't even started my eyebrows. So I probably won't do that because I'll get too distracted. I just want to focus in, on the topic at hand, because it's so important to me for people to know that you're not alone. Like, I'm sure there's people out there who are gonna be able to relate to this. Who are gonna be like, oh my God, that's totally me, or I know someone like that, And it's important for me to speak on it because there's not enough attention given, right? And it's obviously going to take time for those individuals who are choosing to take substances to change or alter who they are, to make them think they're more likable, right? But you have to just love who you are. All of you. The good, the bad, the ugly. So that is today's topic. And I hope it gave you a better understanding, right? That there's many reasons. Because I know I've also been told that when using substances, people do it. Because I've gotten, all right, listen here. Listen right now. I know, okay, someone dear to my heart. Well, to be honest, all of the people that I've come across that have had substance abuse, they're all dear to my heart. But anyways, one of them, I'm going to choose one of them. I took this lady under my wing, okay? I took her under my wing and I got to know her, and she was very closed off, let me tell you, when I first met her, right? And I, continued to give her a chance. I would do most of the talking, and I just really got to know her and got to care for her, right? And she opened up about her past to me, her childhood. So it gave me a greater understanding of who she is, right? And why she is the way she is now. And so, like I said, I grew to care about her very deeply. Like if she was my own blood, right? And I would tell her. And I don't know, disagreements happened or whatever. And I was very protective of her. Okay, very protective. And like I said, disagreements happened and we ended up we stopped talking, right? And we didn't lose contact, but we just didn't talk like we used to. And so she ended up hanging around a wrong crowd, right? But that was out of my control because she was no longer trying to hear me. She was on her own journey, and I have learned that it's important for people to have that. Even though I knew the end result of her hanging out with that wrong crowd, she has to learn on her own. I could give her literally all the answers, but there's people who need to experience it to learn from it. Does that make sense? Even though they already have the answers. And I get that. A lot of us are like that, right? And so I let her be. And like I said, she went and hung out with the wrong crowd. And that damn wrong crowd got her into substance abuse. My heart dropped. Mind you, I had no idea when it was happening. Because like I said, sorry, alarm. I had no idea she was doing these things, but I knew she was hanging around that crowd. And so I would just pray about it because I wasn't going to be pestering her, right, about who she's hanging out with, because it's her choice. She's grown. And so, like I said, I would just pray about her and hoped for the best, and it breaks my heart, right? But she thankfully ended up coming back into my life, and she opened up about what happened and everything she went through, and we're close now again, thank God, right? Because I love that girl so much. And and that's the thing, that when people open up to me, right, I don't judge them. That's their choice. They chose to open up to me, and to me it's an honor for them to even tell me, right? Because it takes a lot of courage, because people are easily judged. And So when she opened up to me, I just listened, and I heard her out, and she truly was not traumatized, but there is a level of trauma, honestly, that goes with that. But like I said, I never judged her. And so the point I'm trying to make is that she mentioned to me that, because I would tell her, like, how did this happen? How? Because she's super, like, strong-minded, and she's not easily influenced. And so I was just so confused as to how she allowed this to happen, right? And so we started talking about it. Like, how did this end up happening? Where did it all start, right? And she was like, well, she would always offer me, these substances. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, but I would always say no to her. Sorry, my phone is dying. Anyway, so she would always deny, like, no, I'm good, right? But then one day, she ended up giving in. So what this lady told me was that it was like a thing to do, like to not do it by yourself type of thing, right? So I don't know how to explain that, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's just to do it with someone, so they're not doing it alone or something along those lines. And I was just like I said, it broke my heart to hear that that's how it started, and it made me angry inside with that person who not forced her to start it, but exposed her to that life. Because to me, they took advantage of the lady that I know, right? And so one really has to be strong-minded and driven to know that they love themselves more than choosing to do self-harm. Does that make sense? Like, I lost count. Okay, I have lost count how many times I've been offered various of drugs. I've seen them, been around them, and I've never once had the desire or curiosity to try it, because I was raised to love myself more than to do something like that, right? And now there's so many different reasons to do a certain type of drug, and y'all know which one I'm talking about. But there's medical reasons, this, that, and the other. And I'm open-minded to that as well, but it just all has to do with it not controlling you, right? So it's by choice that you're doing it, not, oh my God, I have to have it. So it's all, you have to find a balance. But if that's all you think about day and night, like, that's when it becomes excessive and it overpowers your life. And that's not what you want, right? But the point of me bringing up this lady was that there's, like I said, many reasons why people start. There's many reasons why people end up falling into that addiction world. And a lot of it has to do with self, of not being happy. Whether it be childhood, whether it be relationships, failed relationships that really do damage, that you're like, I can't recover, so I need to start substances to fill that void, or not face that sadness, right? But if you guys were to face the sadness, you can overcome it. So you can let it go. If you guys are prolonging facing the pain that you feel that someone has caused you, then you're going to be carrying it around with you. And that makes it grow bigger and bigger and bigger to where you're like overwhelmed. And that's not fair to you. You need to love you more than that. It's okay to face it head on. Yes, it's gonna be hard. Yes, it's gonna take a lot out of you. But yes, you will be better after. Trust me. You will feel lighter. You will learn to love yourself again and overcome, the trauma that you've experienced with that relationship. But you have to find it in yourself to want to face it head on rather than taking substances to hide it or avoid it. No. You need to love you more than that, to know that you deserve better. I honestly hope that this reaches those who need it most, and I am always here if you need me. And you will get through it. You just have to set your mind to it. Hey, I rhymed. It's very rare when I rhyme. So I must celebrate. Well, that's my message for today. I know I went kind of long. Sorry. But I just feel so passionate about this. And if there's anything I can do to help someone or open their eyes, open their mind to the greater picture, then I will do that. Even if it's just one person, that I can make a difference in their lives. Then mission accomplished. Ding! Do you guys remember from Mario? Super Mario, is it? Where he jumps up on the little blocks, right? And then he goes like that. Ding! And then there's like a coin, obviously, that he collects, and he could just jump. Yeah, that's where that's from. It's an inside joke thing with one of my cousins. So now you're in on it too. Welcome. But yes, you guys, you have to find love within yourself, for yourself, because if you don't love you, then who will? Only you can love you better than anyone else. Because if you don't know how to love you, then they're not going to know how to love you, and they're going to just give you sprinkles of love, and you're going to be like, oh my God, when you deserve pounds and pounds of love. Okay? And I'm not talking about weight. I was thinking more like gold, like those blocks of gold, pyramids of it. Anywho, I will talk to you guys soon. And if you have any video suggestions for me or any concerns, you guys can either email me, I'll link it down below, or you could just send me a comment, whatever it is, okay? Talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, whenever you decide to watch this. And please remember to like and subscribe. I need to start saying that. Gotta get into the rhythm of it. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.